What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 3 in Kappa mode. So guys, I just logged into the server and we've been letting everything collect since we made ourselves our chaos catalyst last episode. This guy right here. Been letting things happen in the background, collect all the items that need to be auto-crafted. And as you can hear right there, we just made another circuit through one of our circuit fabricators. In fact, it's this one right here that is currently doing stuff. It's making blue gem wafers. Now, it's been a few days since we had the last episode, and the server's been running in the background ever since, but it's only doing this one, and it's taking that much time. I'm not sure why it's only doing that one. We do have 3 of these interfaces here. In order to make it in 3 different machines, we saw last episode, or whenever we set up our wall of circuits, maybe 2 episodes ago, when we requested something, it would use all 3 of them, and in the case of the advanced wafer, it'd use all the ones along the bottom. But yeah, I can't figure this out. I've tried removing the ME interfaces and replacing them. I tried breaking and replacing the circuit fabricators. I think if I remove this, the one that is currently working on will finish, and then it might put one into this circuit fabricator, but it definitely is not working on all 3 of them like it should, like we originally intended this thing to do. Yeah, I just can't figure out what's going on with this. It's acting a little weird. Yeah, see, now it's doing it in this middle one, but like this top one isn't working. I don't know. Just a little bit of weirdness going on with applied energistics. It's fine though. We have gathered enough stuff, so if we take a look into our ultimate crafting, we can see pretty much everything is full. Now, one thing that's standing out to me right now is the embers rekindled flame barrier. As you remember, I couldn't figure out a way to automate this, so I only made like 3 of them, and I never went any further. A lot of the items here have EMC, so those are no big deal. Those are exported from our applied energistics system, converting from EMC into the item. And then, of course, we have these wafers and a few other items in here that do not have EMC that we had to set up our own automations for. So I think what we need to do today is craft a whole bunch of these flame barriers to get started. That way we can craft a bunch of the chaos catalysts. Thing is though, I'm pretty sure as soon as I start crafting those chaos catalysts, we're going to be kicking off a whole lot of auto crafting, which is going to really lag the world. I think I was seeing the sun jump just a moment ago. Yeah, it's kind of jumping a little bit there, but it's going to get really jumpy as soon as we start having to refill a lot of this stuff. Okay, so I think, yeah, to start off, like I said, I'm going to make a bunch of the flame barrier things, which is made over here in our embers area. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump onto this. I think we might have things already set up here. I'm going to have to take a look at what's going on. I'm just going to make like a stack or 2 of these things, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so I decided to set up some kind of automation for this. This isn't perfect, but at least this is going to get us there without me having to manually do stuff. So we have the chest here, which is refilling the table. We saw that before. We have a hopper here, which is dropping the item onto the center of the table. So all 5 items go in there. We have an item collector here, which is grabbing the completed item. And then I just now added in an energy condenser here to make the ash, so we can fill up the 31 ash required in each alchemical pedestal there. We search for flame barrier. We did this before and we knew what the inaccuracy was, and I marked it as 31 dawnstone, 31 silver. Anyway, so that's all happening. We have the filters on here, which is putting exactly 31 into each one of the pedestals, right? And we're extracting the ash from here. And then I have a timer here, which is set to 700 ticks, which seems to be enough time to allow the crafting process to complete, the ash to go back in the pedestals, and the item to be collected over here. So we currently have 6 of these flame barriers collected, but yeah, it's taking, I think it's 700 ticks is 35 seconds is what I timed that at. So that's what we're doing. So a little less than 2 per minute. It's going to take a bit of time for us to get a lot of these going. But this is something that we can let happen in the background here, and I don't have to sit here and watch and babysit anymore. Just as long as we have the material in this chest, things should just continue to happen here. Now it looks like we got enough stuff to go for quite some time. Yeah, and our ember is being sourced for this. We got way too many nether stars in here for the amount of ember shards that we're chewing through. But yeah, I think this is working rather well. All right, so after a few more tweaks, I have changed this all out to be going through applied energistics, since every single item that we have that we need is actually from EMC. So the Ember Crystal, Dawnstone, Plate, Silver, Ingot, that's all EMCable. And in fact, the Ember Crystal, it looked like we had exactly 2 stacks left in this item hopper. I'm not entirely sure that's being used up in this craft. So we might not even need this up here, but I can't be bothered to test it out and find out if that's true or not. But yeah, so anyway, we have the ash being sent up. We have an item collector here that's collecting the flame barriers, putting it back into our applied energistic system. And I even swapped out our other energy condenser over here with another ME interface providing the Ember Shard. So yeah, the Ember Fuel is coming through applied energistics as well. So yep, everything is through AE now at this point. All the items being sent over there and the items being collected. So as we gain more, we can see in our ultimate crafting table over here that that is filling up. Yep, we have 29 of these things now. So I've been letting it run for a little while. And like I said, it takes about 35 seconds or so per craft for each one of these. So you can see I've been at it for like around 15 minutes or so, something like that. Anyway, so now that we have that, what was the next thing? We wanted to look at making chaos ingots. Chaos ingots is another ultimate crafting recipe here. So we need to get ourselves another crafting table set up. And I think this is one that we are going to just provide all of the items through a recipe and applied energistics. We're not going to pre-fill any of that stuff. Yeah, because as we see in the chaos catalysts are a little expensive to make. And I want to make exactly the correct amount every time. I don't want to make a bunch of them in batch and then have like extras. Ludicrate, yep, that's EMC, that's EMC. Infinity ingots is not, but we have those, and compressed zinc is not EMC, but we can craft that pretty quickly as well. So this should be a fairly easy recipe for us to set up through applied energistics over here. So let's do a count and figure out how many items we need of each of these types. That's the wrong one. So actually, let's get rid of that. So chaos ingot, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these guys per one of these. A little expensive. So now that I have that, I'm not sure I need chaos catalyst used for anything else. Let's find out. I did a right click. A left click shows a recipe. A right click shows what it's used in. So this is the only thing these are ever used in. Okay, so I can throw that into applied energistics. We have this pattern here. All right, so we're going to need 4 neutronium. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. We are going to need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 ludicrite. Again, this is all pretty simple stuff to tell AE how many items we need. Oh, you know what I should have done? Yeah, I should have done a shift click here so it would put the resulting item, since I don't have one of those, over here. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. All right, I'm pretty sure that should be our recipe, all the items that we need in order to make a chaos ingot. So we have the recipe ready to go. Now we need to set up the auto craft and get another ultimate crafting table and another crafting interface. Automation interface is what it's called. So let me go ahead and set that up. We've seen that a couple of times throughout the series. I'm just going to add in another one of these guys. I guess we'll stick it right here, so it's kind of in line with our other ones. Or maybe we'll make another row. Yeah, I might just stick it right here. Anyway, let me go ahead and add another one of those. We'll get the automation set up for making... There's a zombie nearby? Wait, what? Where's there a zombie? Oh, that's spawnable. Let's fix that. Torch thing right here. I'll back up a little bit. Okay, so no more zombie. Cool. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and get the automation set up for that, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we are just about ready to get the chaos ingot auto craft ready to go, but in order to do that, we have to have the ultimate crafting table filled with all of the items in order to set the recipe for the automation interface to work, right? So in order for me to do that, I am going to need to get myself 10 more of the chaos catalysts. We need 11 of those for the recipe. So if I tell this to craft 10, this is the first time we've auto-crafted it. We set all the recipes and we set the automation interface and it auto-crafted without us telling Applied Energistics the last time. But this is the first time we're actually going to tell Applied Energistics to do this. And it looks like we can do it. All right, I'm going to start this up. And everything's going to be all laggy, I'm sure. But I am kind of curious to see all of the items go into here and to see a kiosk catalyst get created, because that's going to be pretty awesome. Like it should happen pretty quickly. I think it does need to make a couple of the infinity catalysts, if I remember correctly. So that's what the other auto crafting stuff that's happening in the background's doing. Let's take a look here. Let's see what it's doing. So it's crafting endless pearls right now. Oh, it's happening. I want to go in here and see things happen, maybe? Or did it already happen? No, I don't think it did, because we still have 53 of the flame barriers. Did I miss it? No, it's crafting the infinity catalyst. Which one is that one? That is over here. Oh, so it's crafting those right now. So we should see something happening over here. Oh yeah, things are happening. A little bit of lag in the world because of all the auto crafting. I bet if we look at like the moon or something, we'll be like jumping around a bit. No? Yeah, we're jumping. We're definitely lagging the world. Lots of auto crafting is kicking off. All right. And it looks like I just crafted one right there. So this is working really well. Yeah, we are auto crafting chaos ingots, right? Well, chaos catalyst is what we're auto crafting. So remember, all the auto crafting that's going on right now is to make one ingot. Yeah. So one ingot isn't going to get us very far because we are going to need 2 ingots. Well, I guess it's going to get us halfway there. I think it's 2 chaos ingots for this one, right? Chaos ingot. Yeah, 2 of them. So we'll be halfway to making the everlasting guilty pool with this. We're definitely gonna have to do another one. Well, let me go ahead and wait for all the chaos catalysts to get crafted here. We'll set the recipe and we'll move on. So I think I found out why the circuit fabricators over here were only doing one at a time. And it is not because this was set up correctly or because Applied Energistics was broken. It's because of the export buses that we were using. So the export buses that we have downstairs, let's poke down here so we can do a refresher. This is where all the items are that are being transferred up into our chaos catalyst thing. We're using the phantom storage, or what is it called? I can't remember the name of it. The phantom face. We're using the phantom face to make it look like our drawer controller is directly touching the automation interface upstairs, right? So everything that the drawer controller can see, which is everything in these drawers, our automation interface up there should be able to see. But the problem is we were taking out, say like the basic wafers, one of these, I can't remember which one has the basic wafer in it. Anyway, the recipe is, when we craft, we can only craft 3 at a time. There was no acceleration cards in any of these export buses. So the way the export buses work by default is it just requests 1 craft of the item. Yeah, anyway, so I put acceleration cards in all of these to help speed these up. I forgot to do that a long time ago. So every one of these now has an acceleration card in it. So when we need blue wafers, it should kick off all of them at once instead of just doing 1 at a time. Okay, so that was just something that I overlooked at the beginning. Another thing, the body, mind, and whatever, soul stone, all of these different ones. Yeah, these only stack to 1. So I removed the stack downgrade that we had in these, because otherwise it was only allowing 1 to be in here. And then we had to wait for that to be refilled by Applied Energistics before it could be refilled by the automation interface. So anyway, just trying to take care of a few bottlenecks here. And I think that's going to be a little bit better now. But yeah, we are now at the point where we should be able to click that in there, right? So chaos ingot, we can make our very first one, but we want to set the recipe. And as you just saw right there, it crafted it for us. So we don't actually get to craft our very first one. So there is our chaos ingot Do we get a quest complete for that? We do. Awesome. Let's take a look at where that quest is in our quest book. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down, under Psi. There it is. So Chaos Ingot. So we have 2 items remaining on this page in order for us to complete this page. That is the Everlasting Guilty Mana Pool. As we saw before, the recipe for that does require 2 Chaos Ingots. And then the other one, we go back and we look at the Everlasting Overloaded Power. This guy, I think this requires 4 Chaos Ingots. Well, let's go ahead and make the one that requires 2 first. I don't want to get too crazy here, but let's tell the system to auto-craft a Chaos Ingot. So that's a lot of stuff, and it looks like everything is happy here. It's just going to have to kick off a lot of auto-crafting. So I'm going to click start, and things are going to happen, and the world's going to lag. But yeah, we should be able to make a Chaos Ingot automatically, which is going to be really awesome. We do have to wait for like these other auto crafts, the other extreme crafting, ultimate crafting recipes to kick off first. But yeah, we should be able to get this going here very, very soon. Let's take a look. Where's the Indus Pearl? Right here. Okay, yeah, so it takes a minute for it to like fill in all the different items. It only does one type at a time, which is fine. But yeah, this is going to be really cool. So there goes the neutronium and then the stars, and there we go. Now we're making these, which should allow us to make, I think this, or no, it's making the infinity catalyst and so on and so forth. Anyway, this is going to take a little bit of time, so let's give it that time. All right, guys, so getting back to our flame barrier automation, it turns out the hopper that I had on top of the exchange tablet was not inserting ember crystals at all. It turns out I had like a full stack right-clicked on there, and I assumed the hopper was refilling it every time, when in fact it was just using what was already there, and eventually it ran out. I noticed that when I took a look over at our ultimate crafting table over here. I was like, this has been at 43 for a very long time, so then I went to go double check, and sure enough, we didn't have any of the ember crystals in the top center. So after just experimenting for a little bit, turns out we can use a mechanical user set to right-click activate block with item with the ember crystals in its inventory to add ember crystal to the tablet. You can see right there, it just used one. So it's keeping a full 64 in the top of this thing for the auto crafting. So that works pretty well. So if I just go ahead and put ember crystal right there, it will just fill this all up. We could probably use some kind of a filter here to only keep, I don't know, a full stack in here instead of filling the whole thing up. But it doesn't really matter. It's just EMC and it's rather inexpensive anyway. So we'll just do that to keep our automation process going. So we now have 2 chaos ingots. So the hard part of making the everlasting guilty mana pool has now been completed. So in order for us to make this, we got a few more items that we need to gather, and then we have to put that on the pedestals for the crafting core and the combination crafting recipe. So yeah, I did not actually go and gather all these materials, although I'm sure we can do this. So let's take a look at the recipe once again. So we're going to need a fabulous mana pool in order to do that. I'm not actually sure what the recipe is for the fabulous one. That's Shimmer Rock, and that has EMC. Do we have Shimmer Rock? We don't, but as we've seen before, we could just use our Tome of Knowledge to learn how to make every item with EMC, and we'll grab a Shimmer Rock. One of these guys. Yep. I'll unlearn the book, then I'll put this in here to learn that specific recipe, and now we know how to make Shimmer Rock. In fact, I'll just grab a stack of those. Okay, so now that we know how to make that, we can make ourselves a fabulous mana pool, and I put that into here. We should auto-learn, and now we know how to make 1,000,000 of them, should we choose to do that. I don't know why we ever would. So fabulous mana pool, that's now done. The rest of the recipe, I need 2 shards of water. What is a shard of water? Okay, so that's Lordcraft. That has EMC. I think we can probably, if we don't have that learned already, I think we have everything in here to do it. Oh, this has to be done on a basic crafting table or the arcane. Okay, so damp crystal and stone. I think it's any type of stone, right? Except any stone. Okay, so yeah, we'll just do that right here. And it was 2 of those that we needed. 1, 2. Okay, so they do stack. Very good. So the next part of this, we are going to need creative essence. We have that on auto craft. So I'll tell the system to craft 3 more of those. Get that going. What else? What else? What else? Infinity ingots, 6 of them. All right, well, I'll tell you guys what, it's going to be a bunch of me gathering the materials together. Let me just gather them and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we have everything here ready to go. Yep, so the shards of water we made, the creative essence was auto-crafted, our 2 chaos ingots, the infinity ingots we already had a bunch of, star metals, EMC, Gaia ingots, we have plenty of those since we are able to spawn in the blocks. The elementium ingots are EMC, Terra Steel, I think are EMC, or we spawned them in one of the 2, I can't remember. We had a bunch of these shards of mana already in applied energistics, ready to go from, I guess, our previous Gaia Guardian fights. I did have to make the Lord craft mana-infused gems, I think is what those are called. Yeah, so we didn't have those. I had to craft those, and I also had to craft the corallium, crystallized corallium things. But that should be everything that we need, aside from the fabulous mana pool, in order to make the everlasting guilty mana pool. So as soon as I place that on there, all these items go away, and poof, there it is. We got ourselves the everlasting guilty pool. Oh, that feels pretty good, guys. That feels pretty good. So what this means is over at our Britannia area, which is not here. Where is our Britannia area? Oh my goodness. It is like, isn't it? No, not there. Over here. Found it. Yeah, so over here at our Britannia area, we can replace this pool right here, get rid of all of our slime spawning things. Remember, all of the mana that we're getting is from 2 separate slime chunks. We're teleporting slimes up here where the slime flowers are destroying those slimes and turning them directly into mana, which is filling up this pool. And that pool is sending all of its mana up here to these 9 pools. And that's where we're doing all of our other mana stuff with, is from these. So yeah, we could get rid of our slime farms. We can get rid of all of this and replace that with the everlasting guilty pool, which I think we probably want to do just to kind of cut down on extra stuff in the world. Yeah, we might do that. Or I could leave this here and just kind of place the everlasting guilty pool up here in the center or something like that, and put the unmarked spark up there, or the recessive marked spark. I can't remember which one that is. Well, anyway, there's some things that we could do, but yeah, everlasting guilty pool, boom, there it is. So this is just infinite mana. We never have to worry about generating mana again, which is awesome. And okay, I was making sure I didn't destroy it or whatever. Yeah, so we have this guy. Yeah, I think I might go ahead and get rid of the slime farm. We have lots of things in this. Oh, yeah, this is still going over here. We have lots of things in the world that we have created so far, and like things that aren't being used that potentially are taking up like the FPS in the world. That's definitely things I'd like to get rid of if we can. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and destroy our slime farms and replace our pool down below with this thing. All right, so our 2 slime chunk slime farms are now removed. We no longer have those in the world, so we're no longer spawning any natural mobs in the world at this point. Yep, we don't need those anymore. If we go down here, which direction is it? I can never remember. Yeah, so right here, I replaced our slime flowers on our glass box that we had here with our everlasting guilty pool that has a spark on it and that same spark modifier. Is that what it's called? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so yeah, that is just passing mana up to our 9 mana pools upstairs. Well, actually, I guess it's more than just the 9 because it is also going to these 2 pools over here, if I remember correctly. I think we have augments on those sparks, or these pools receive mana from the one down below. Anyway, so we have mana going up to these pools now from our everlasting guilty pool. All right, well, I'm going to back away from that area since everywhere in that area has low FPS. I'm getting like 25 frames over there. Something, I think, with the Britannia rendering. I'm not actually sure what's going on. But anyway, so the last item that we have is the creative generator. Now, this doesn't seem like it's too crazy. It does require hyper energy sender, which we've already made and we've used in this playthrough now. It does require an infinity capacitor. We've done that. Probably the craziest thing besides the chaos ingots, it does require 4. The craziest thing besides those guys is the rainbow generators. It does require 2 of those, and we've already previously made those before I realized that that recipe did require the chaos ingots. So we have 2 rainbow generators already made. Oh, that's funny. The number is changing color too when I hold that. Yeah, so we already have 2 of those made. That is ready to go. So anything else in here that's going to be that I'm not really seeing that's going to be crazy? I don't think so. I think a lot of this stuff has EMC. A lot of these things we can easily auto craft. I'm going to go ahead and get all the materials together for this. I got to tell the system craft up 4 chaos ingots. Let's do that together real quick and see what the recipe cost is going to be. Oh. Did we never tell the system how to make ultimate singularities? Maybe we never did. I thought that was like one of the first things that we set up. Maybe we never set up that particular recipe. Ultimate singularities. No, we never did. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's something that we need to set up or if I should just come over here and craft up a stack of them, since, I mean, we have plenty of the singularities, right? We have plenty of these. I feel like that is probably something that we should auto craft, but I'm not sure how to do that. Okay, well, give me a moment here. I'm going to figure out which way we're going to go about this. We have all of those singularities in these drawers. We could do another drawer controller, which is grabbing all of these singularities right here. And then we can do the same thing like we did for the chaos ingots. The problem is if we put all of these singularities next to the automation interface, it's just going to craft. We won't be able to block a specific item, which is a problem. Yeah, I think I might just craft up a stack of these manually. I think that's how we're going to do this for right now. Okay, so we are having to set up another automation here for an item that we made a long time ago, but we don't really have any anymore. And I don't know what we did with the processing stuff for this before. I guess we just got rid of it. I don't actually know. So we need thermoconducting alloy for this creative generator, right? So we're going to need 8 of those. And in order to make the thermoconducting alloy, we need boron arsenide. And in order to make that, we need molten boron arsenide, which comes from a chemical reactor from both molten arsenic and molten boron, or boron 10 or 11. Well, boron is EMCable ingot, so we are good to go on that. And we already had 11 of the crushed arsenic. Now, you can get this stuff from a rock crusher by doing andesite, and you get that at a, I guess that's a 30% chance of that appearing. Well, we've gotten this before. Yep. So anyway, we're just setting up the automation here. So I need a dimensional transceiver here to give us some power. Let me put the capacitor in there. We'll set the thing. So this is going to be from power out. We're going to receive from power out. And that should start powering up all of these different machines. Eventually, maybe sometime it's powering up some of them. Why is that going so slow? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's powering up this one next. Or these just have a large power capacity. So these have 240 kRF and these have 28,800 kRF. Yeah, so that's a big capacity that these things have. So I'm going to want energy. Oh, what are they called? These? Not the energy upgrades. It's a one specific for this mod. Yeah, the energy upgrade, these things. So I'm going to make, I don't know, like 300 of those because we're going to need a few. They take just a little bit of time to craft up, not too long, but I definitely want to stack in each one of these machines. So that's 2, 3, 4 stacks that we want. So there's 3, there's 4. And then we want the speed upgrade for those as well, which is EMCable. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we should have that. So I'll drop this in and that, that and that. I put the energy in first. If you put the speed upgrade in, it like drops the power down or whatever, and then it starts filling up beyond what its capacity is. Anyway, it's just more efficient, I guess, to put the energy one in first. Okay, so these are all upgraded. So we need 2 liquid translocators. Actually, I guess we're going to need 3 of these. And then 2 glowstone. Okay, so we're going to melt boron and arsenic in those, and both of those are going to go into this guy here, and then we want to speed up that process from them going in. And then from here, we're going to have, yeah, this is going to be another fluid. Okay, yep. So we need 2 more translocators and another one of those. So translocator, 2 more liquid ones, and then we're going to want an item one. Okay, so liquid, item. So we're going to receive items there. We're going to receive the combined fluid, and we're going to send that a little bit faster. Okay, so besides all of that, I guess the only other thing we need is facade. These things. Yeah, so we can cover up our power cables here and make this look a little bit nicer. There we go. Very good. So the only thing we should have to do now is drop in the molten boron and the arsenic, or I'm sorry, the boron ingots and the arsenic, and then everything should just work here. So I have 11 of these, and 11 of those, and then hopefully they combine to make this stuff. Power is going way down, and we are getting boron arsenide over here, exactly what we were looking for. Now, we didn't quite need 11 of these, but I figured we might as well just do all of the ones that we can right now, just so we don't have to worry about that in a little bit. So thermoconducting alloy, I put a recipe in there so we can do this. I think I said it was 8, right? 2, 4, 8. Yeah, okay. So let's craft up 8 of these, and that should be a fairly quick venture to do. Yep, done. Awesome. Okay, so there we go. All right, well, let me gather the rest of these resources. There's not too many more to go, and then we will craft up our creative generator. So we're just waiting on our ultimate energy cube to be crafted, and that is the last of the parts that we need in order to make this thing, and we are good to go now. So there is 1 and 2. Are those filling up with power? They are. I don't know if that's going to mess things up or not, but that doesn't really matter. So I did have to craft up 4 chaos ingots, which we did off camera, and then we got everything else here. So if we look at this and we hover over it, it says we have everything except for those. I'm just going to go ahead and place those in the slot. And is that going to work now if I do this and this? No, it still won't work. So I got to put in all these items manually. That's annoying. Well, thankfully the recipe works and I put all of the items in here manually. Yeah, but JEI just doesn't see this with the capacity being the same thing, even though it is. It's fine. So there's a creative generator, and we have made the final creative item now. Let's get that quest complete. There it is. Awesome. All right, so this entire page, I'm going to go ahead and claim all. This entire page is done. So if we take a look at the quest lines now, everything is done, excluding the rewards. Everything is done all the way down to the psi section. So if we click Omega, all the quests completed, all the quest lines up until this point. Done. Detect. So is that, there it is. Quest complete, all the quests. Awesome. That feels so good. This has been such a long journey, guys. All right, so let's take a look back at the quest line beyond that. So then, simple achievements. Yep, you thought we were done. Oh no. No, there's still more stuff to do here, guys. There is still more stuff to do. And then beyond that, we have the end, which is normal mode 100% complete. I think that unlocks, I'm not actually sure. I think that unlocks both Titan and normal mode if you do Kappa. Not entirely sure. But yeah, Kappa mode, we are not done yet. It's not the end. We still have these guys to do. Ooh, I'm not even going to look at these quests yet. We'll have to save that for next time. We'll take a look at those. Hopefully we'll be able to knock out 1 or 2 of them, and it's not going to take too incredibly long. But yeah, we still got a bit to go. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.